Alex Cappa's ankle is season-ending injury.
We'll see. It'll be tough this week. We'll get more information on that today, but that'll be a tough one.
Any indication that it could be season-ending?
I don't know that yet. Yeah.
Would you proceed with Max at that spot, probably?
Yes.
What have you seen from Max over the course of time that you feel good about him playing right now?
He's fit in really well. You know, he's been here since the initial roster was set early in the season, so he's been here every step of the way. Veteran player, really fits in well with the room. There's a lot of trust there.
You went back and watched the film. What did you feel like was kind of the issue in the second half offensively?
Well, short yardage. You know, we had a 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 situation. We didn't get it. We had a 3rd and 1 drop that we missed, big play opportunity. So those were two of them, you know, right out the gate that come to mind.
What happens on a 4th down like that when Joe just gives up on the play on 4th and 1?
He's going to get sacked. Yeah.
There's no other option in a situation like that.
If you want to hang on to it another second and get sacked, that was the other option. Yeah.
There are a bunch of examples this year where like maybe plays where Burrow could have gotten sacked, that maybe he would have gotten sacked last year that he hasn't this year. How has he grown and evolved to get sacked and be responsible for fewer sacks?
I think he plays really fast. I think every year that goes by, he sees the game as well as anybody in the league right now. But I think that's even going to sharpen as he continues to go. It's hard to imagine how that would look because he plays at such a high level. The offensive linemen have also done a great job. The speed of the receivers, the skill guys getting out in the routes. Our backs have almost 100 catches this year, which just goes to show you they're in the right spot. And he's got trust there to get them on the outlet quickly. And again, that's just more years in the system for all these guys. Everybody's got that comfort level that they've run these concepts a million different times, you know, and so there's a good awareness of where to be and when to be there.
Zach, I think you had 13 takeaways in the first 11 games and 11, I think, in the last 5. Has that been a point of emphasis? Is that just the evening out process?
Well, it was the same way last year, and it is a point of emphasis since training camp, really, of ball security, taking the ball away. We always preach it after every game, show great examples, show examples where we could be better. Lou and the staff do a great job in that defensive meetings that they have and in pre-practice. But for whatever reason, it was very similar. You know, it's one of those situations where you preach it, and eventually they just start coming to bunches, and you never let off of that. Same situation last year, really, when we went on that run leading into the playoffs, and in the playoffs, our positive margin in the turnover battle, you know, skyrocketed. And we tell our guys this all the time, that there is no secret that winning the turnover battle highly increases your chances of winning the game. +1 is dramatic, and +2 is through the roof. And our guys are really taking that to heart.
Do you guys get numbers on like studies of like how many teams win? Is that something that Sam runs?
Oh yeah. Yeah, all of our coaches, you know, Brad Kirkthorpe, Jordan Kovacs, Justin Hill, our running back coach, is really our all about the ball guy. And so he presents every week where we stand in the turnover margin with the rest of the league, where we should be, where we're at in the division, what our goal has been. And so he does a great job of presenting all that to the players and always keeping it fresh, always doing a great job of really hammering it home every Friday.
Von Bell was telling
Wednesday,
us,
sorry.
I'm sorry. Von Bell was telling us, Zach, that something the coaching staff preached this summer in training camp was maximize the moment. What does maximize the moment mean to you as a coaching staff, and how have you seen the players embrace that?
Don't let any week slip by. You know, you can't afford to sleepwalk through a week. Had we done that at any point, especially in this back half of the season, we wouldn't be in the position that we're in today. You know, winning the division, hosting a home field playoff game. It took all 8 of those wins consecutively for us to get here. You know, on Halloween, we were 4-4. And for this team to keep focused every single week and maximize every opportunity that we got speaks to how special this group is.
Was that message kind of based in how the season ended last year, being that close to a Super Bowl win, and you know, Vaughn was saying you take that a step further and you finish the
it just last year just showed what we were capable of. You know, anytime you get on a run like that and you end up in the Super Bowl, you're sitting there in the Super Bowl realizing, man, we have the team that we always suspected we had. But until you get there, you never really know. And so then for this year to have a lot of the same pieces back, added some great pieces as well, certainly guys knew that we could make the playoffs. And then once you get in the playoffs, you got to be ready to go. And so, again, we're not making any prediction about where this will end up, but this is the position that we wanted to be in, with control of at least one home field game. That gives you your best chance, and we got to take care of business this Sunday before we talk about anything that goes beyond that.
Usually we wait till the end of the press conference for this, but I feel like we just got to jump in. Apparently the UC doctor said Damar has been released from the hospital and back in Buffalo. What's it like to hear that?
Yeah, that's unbelievable. You know, I was just upstairs talking to somebody about when that would be, you know, and that's, I mean, just think about it. That was 1 week ago, not even a week ago. There's no one in this room that would have expected he'd be in Buffalo. You know, what we saw even Tuesday morning. So, you know, God is great. He works miracles. This is certainly a miracle. There's no question. Just further goes, you can't say it enough. The people that responded on the scene gave him his best chance to do this. Anything less then we probably wouldn't be talking about this. And so they were, again, ready for the moment. They were composed, and just an amazing moment for Damar.
What was it like as you guys prepare for the week? It just seems like every day there seemed to be just some nugget of just positive information. I mean, how much did that kind of help y'all get through the week and prepare for that game?
That's hard to say, because every day was really just an uncharted day for us and for everybody in the league. You know, it's more so for Buffalo, to a lesser extent for us. It was just a different week. It was an emotional week. However you want to phrase what went on as things guys had to react to, things guys had to deal with. I was proud of the way the guys handled the week. I was proud of the way the guys handled Monday night. I was proud of how they handled the week. I was proud of how they handled themselves yesterday to get ready, and you know, look forward to a normal week this week and getting guys back in the flow of things. 7-day week, you know, we've first 7-day week I feel like we've had in a while, kind of back to our normal schedule, and so that'll be good for our guys.
During your time, you know, with different teams, have you found value in momentum entering the playoffs, or is it really just such a sharp cut between regular season and playoffs that there really isn't necessarily a whole lot of that?
Momentum doesn't hurt. I'll take it where we can get it. You know, last year you could argue whether we had it or not. We were playing really well and then rested a bunch of guys and lost a game and then went to the playoffs. So really hard to say that way. I think your team's got to be ready and focused on a big game week one of the playoffs. And that's what our guys will do. I think it's probably more for you guys to decide whether the momentum matters or not. I really don't know. Our guys are in a great space right now. They got a ton of confidence. And very happy that they get a home playoff game.
One thing Von Bell said earlier too is that when it comes to those turnovers, it comes from a greedy mindset.
Yeah.
Has. You know, how much have you seen him and Jesse Bates really lead that kind of greedy mindset the last couple of weeks?
You know, 100% give credit to Jesse and Vaughn. You really can't leave any of those guys on defense out. They're all greedy. They're all hunting the ball in every single play. I know that they know that we left several turnovers out there as well. We had a lot of opportunities, and we've got to maximize those. Again, be greedy. You know, it's whatever we got, keep straining for more, and they do that. You know, they got their hands on a lot of balls, and so again, just a lot of opportunities that come our way, and we got to maximize them all. And but I was proud of the way that the guys found the ball when it came to them. Scored our first defensive touchdown of the year. You know, we needed that. Proud of those guys for that.
DJ talked about the trust that's been built over the course with the team.
Mm-hmm.
Over the year. I mean, was there a turning point or a moment where you see that both sides, there's just a lot of trust that's enabled y'all to get back to this point in the year? Is there an example you might be able to point to?
Every step of the way, it's been there. Even when you look at our 0-2 record or 4-4 record, I think you saw everybody sit up here without panic and understanding that this season has a ways to go. When you're a part of a really good team like we have, you feel that. And so, again, that leads to no panic, just confidence that we'll get it going the right way. I think that's probably what DJ's talking about. This team's been so connected throughout. We've always known we had the pieces. We understand why we lost games. We understand why, in some ways, that was probably good for us. And so here we are. And again, this team's in a good mindset right now.
What did you learn in week 5 from the shovel
Well, I think different circumstances call for different calls, and game planning for short yardage and goal line. If you want the real coaching experience, game plan for short yardage and goal line, and you watch around the league every week. It's tough. There's a lot of bodies in the box. It creates a lot of challenges. Sometimes it forces you to really be simple. Sometimes it forces you to try to be creative. When the creativity works, it's awesome. When it doesn't work, it's disastrous. And that's just what you sign up for, and that's what you understand going in. And so, again, there's always things that you look at when it doesn't work. Obviously, something different you feel like would have been better in retrospect. But that's just what we signed up for and what we got to deal with.
With Cleveland and Pittsburgh, it seems like when we ask you what they do really well defensively, it always starts with their edge rushers. But with Baltimore, I mean, they've held you guys to 17 and 19 points, but it doesn't seem like much of it is, I mean, I'm not saying they don't have good edge rushers, but they just seem different. What specific challenges does the Ravens defense pose that makes them so good?
You just normally don't get many possessions. They, they run the ball, they eat up clock, and so that's kind of they try to limit the explosives to where you got to go down the field. We had that long drive to start the game, and so that plays into it.
Where's the biggest way that you've seen this team change from this point heading into the playoffs versus last year?
I haven't seen any change. I had a lot of confidence in the team last year. It is new. We've got new pieces, but I have that same confidence. We have the right leadership. Everybody in this locker room knows what it takes to be successful, knows what it takes to show up for Wednesday practice and give it your all, Thursday practice, be ready. So again, I think that's why we have so much confidence in our players, is there's not a man on this team that doesn't understand it. And if there was a moment where they didn't, the veterans got them in line and made sure they understood. And so it's, again, a battle-tested team that we've got a lot of confidence in.
Some of your defenders were upset, kind of some of the stuff that went on the whistle. Did you notice anything and have any concerns about what the Ravens were doing? Anything dirty?
I think these divisional games are always hard-fought games, and that's just the way it goes.
You practice all week assuming Lamar will play to the extent where there is a Lamar on the scout team.
We always assume that the best players on the other team are going to play, and I know he's got a knee. I'm sure he's been throwing 3 or 4 days a week. It's his arm still can throw as far as I know, and so I'm sure he's ready that way, and we just got to be ready for him to play if he walks out there on the field.